many outstanding things about SIPS, but in my mind, the most outstanding thing is this extraordinary global network of volunteers who've done so much and do so much for us around the world, more of which in due course. The second thing I wanted to say to you all is I've never had the privilege of visiting India before, and I saw a poll recently of optimism, and India was rated as the most optimistic nation about the future, and I can understand why. I have had such a warm welcome. I have seen a nation thriving and aspiring to new heights, the fourth largest economy in the world, with so much more potential and ambition, which is fabulous to see. I've seen some of the historical context of this great nation, and I've met many people who've been absolutely generous, charming, kind, and welcoming. So for me, congratulations to you all. You are creating a nation that you're rightly proud of, and I'm sure the future generations will be grateful to you and even more proud of India in the future and your influence on the global stage. So I just wanted to open my remarks by marking that and how much I'm looking forward to coming back more often and seeing what's going on here. Apart from the many remarkable things, your flowers are unbelievably beautiful as well, and they're everywhere. So it's nice to come to a city which is green, it's full of flowers, it's great to see it. And of course, at this time of year, compared with London, where I left in the grey rain, it's beautiful to be here in the sunshine and amongst you all. So, thank you for your opening remarks as well. You hit exactly the right notes that I had in mind to talk to. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about why it was so important for me to urgently establish an office here in Delhi to start with the intention of being here for a much longer period of time. And a continuous and permanent presence is our ambition now in India. We have existed as an organisation since 1932, when the Smoot-Hawley Act in America introduced tariffs on products going to the United States, and a group of businessmen came together in London and created SIPS to protect and professionalise supply chain trading around the world and what's become known as procurement. And since then, our presence around the world has grown and grown and grown, and you've heard we're in 180 countries, we have 100 branches, we have 11 offices, the 11th office is here, and I'm very pleased to be able to announce formally today our opening of our office here in Delhi, with the intention of other offices to come in the near future. Because when I looked at the map of the world and I thought about where we were relevant, where we could help, where we could help drive prosperity, both in the public and the private sector, I thought it was a miss, a shortcoming of the organisation that we weren't here and alongside everybody in this great nation. So we're pleased to be able to announce formally today the establishment of an office and our intention for a long-term commitment to be here very much the professional body for procurement and supply in India. So I'm delighted to be able to do that. I've been talking for a long time about the stars aligning for procurement and supply, why it's so relevant as a profession in the world. And I'm conscious I don't want to talk for too long now, but if you just think about what's happening in Iran and around the Strait of Hormuz, you can see how interconnected global trade is, and you can see how it's ever increasingly so. The reverberations from a drop in the pond there have gone around the world, and this is not uncommon. If you think about the iPhones that we're all looking at today and watching, the supply chain of those is disaggregated in a million different areas around the world, and are coming together. So we live in a world of global supply where procurement is multifaceted and strategic in its nature, and we have set out to professionalise that with ethical and sustainable standards at the heart of all we continue to do. So it seemed that we ought to be here, join the professionals in India and help advance that agenda and create an increasingly professional cadre and approach within India and further afield. Please come with us. Welcome. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Not at all. individual skills and knowledge in procurement through our That's okay. We're focused on three things really as an organisation. We build individual skills so you can be qualified in SIPs, you become MSIPs, a global qualification. And if you're thinking of doing that, the advantages it will give you global mobility. And when we think about the world in 2050, India's population is forecast, I think, to be 1.7 billion by that stage, with more and more people living in urban environments. But if you even think about Africa, more than 4 people are forecast to be African by 2050, and the requirement for professional people to help manage a situation at that level of growth globally is significant. So we need to professionalise our ability to supply the population, the ageing population globally. 65% of the population predicted to live in urban environments, more than 15% up from where we are today. If you think about the draw on resources, food, medical supply, the ageing population, this profession is ever more relevant to a successful and prosperous future, both nationally, internationally and globally. If you look at the nature of modern successful businesses, there are some standout businesses like Apple. If you take Tim Cook, who leads Apple, or Jack Ma, Alibaba, or Maribel, these are global organizations which are essentially supply chains, and those leaders are procurement and supply chain professionals. And these are the skills of successful organizations and nations in the future. Because the nature of business and organizations is a collaboration of lots of different organizations together in pursuit of a single and successful outcome for themselves. So we are utterly convinced that these are the skills that will drive successful organizations in the future, and the ability to collaborate, build great networks in pursuit of the same ambitions, driving value, thinking about the environment. These are the skills of the future that will take us to a world that we want to live in, as opposed to a world that will be created for us unless we take the right action. So this is what we're here to do.